Hi guys, and welcome to a new video. So this is the 7th month review of these LED headlights. So let's go ahead and show you what it says on the box. So it's a 3-year warranty. There's a 9,000 lumen supposedly, 6,000 K colour temperature, and it's a H4 fit, which isn't that design. And it says LED headlights save energy, more power for your car. So they're made by Nighteye. Let's just move that out of the way. So this is the actual bulb that came. There's 2 of them, obviously. So the design is 3 LEDs on each side, and they fit in the car like that. So that's what you'll see looking from above in your headlight of your car. So I don't know if you can see where this cable goes in. If you look through the gaps, there's actually a cooling fan in there. In my unboxing video I've actually took the back off and showed you the fan. So the way you fit these is you take this off, because obviously it won't fit without this removed. So that goes into the back of your headlight and you clip it in. It goes in that way. So then what you do is when you fit your headlight in, you put it in on the right way. It can only go one way, so that's the way it goes. So you just push it in and twist it, and then it's locked in. So let's go ahead and show you the driver it came with. So that's the drivers. So there's one for each of the bulbs, and they are separatable. So if one goes wrong, you can buy another set and just replace what's broken. And what I did to the connector was I put a twist in the cable. So what that does is when that's attached to the turret with double-sided Velcro, is that's attached to the turret and that goes down to the cable, it stops it from rubbing against itself. So I've done that with the other one, and this cable's quite a stiff cable, so it does hold its shape when you twist it. That's a similar thing there. So as it's moving, as the cable's bouncing around, it stops it from rubbing against itself. And then what I did was I joined that to the block in the back of that goes on the normal headlight bulb, and then I pull tied it to the headlight to stop that moving around as well. So that might give you a few tips. So let's bring that back into shot. Sorry about this. So like I said, this is the 7th month review of the use of these Nighteye H4 headlights. So the good points: I spend my own money on these LED headlights, so I will tell you the truth, as I don't have to please a manufacturer with a good review. If they are rubbish, I will tell you, and you can make an informed buying decision. So I paid £25 8 months ago, which was March 2017. They are now £20. So they are still working 8 months in. Obviously they're not on the car now, but they still work, which is amazing. So they're better for safety, I think, and you can see more of the road with this set in than normal halogen bulbs. So other motorists can also see you, which is important. You can see further. Road signs are easier to read from a longer distance. The road signs really like white light, and this was the first thing I noticed when I used them for the first time on a dark motorway. I could see a sign maybe a mile away quite clearly. They even cast shadows of the car in front on the sign, and I could still read it. I could read the signs down the slip road. I could read the signs off the motorway completely. I mean, maybe that's because there's a problem with these, which I'll go into later. So yeah, so a white light, which is 6,000 K, which is what this produces, is far better than the normal yellow 3,200 K Kelvin light that comes out of a halogen bulb. It makes a massive difference on poorly lit motorways or unlit back roads. It's less noticeable on lit city streets though, so because there's ambient light it washes it out a bit and it's more difficult to see. The normal yellow light struggles to show the road studs and the white lines. The white LED light helps to make the markings stand out. This makes it easier to stay in your lane and see where the road is going in front of you. So they're made by Neverland, and the company's called Neverland Network Technology Co. Limited. Started on eBay and Amazon in 2013. So this set was £20 and is a good level entry. I paid more than that. I paid £25 for mine, and is a good entry level set, but make sure you get the set that fits your car. So let's go ahead and show you what the issue was with mine. So this is what the issue was. Let's just turn them round. So I don't know if you can see this. The gap there is the issue for me with this set, and let's go ahead and show you them both at the same angle. So let's overlap that. So they're about equal now, and as you can see, this black set has a massively bigger gap there. The only downside is this is running only a heatsink. If you can see, that's quite a bit bigger bulb as well, but it's only running a heatsink there, so obviously this one can't be driven as hard as this one. This one was a 80 watt and this is a 60 watt set, but it's a slightly different design with a bigger gap, and that's why I've bought this one as a new set. Hopefully this one will be a lot easier to fit. So that's the difference between the new set I've got, and when I will be doing an unboxing video soon of that new set that I've just showed you, the red anodized one. So let's go ahead and show you the headlight and where it fits in my car. So I took the rubber gaiter off that was on there, so that's what it looks like inside of the headlight. If you want to try and fit these yourself, just bear with me, I'll just try and move it out of the way, see if it'll focus. So you can see a metal clip there, it's called a retaining clip, which you unlock it there. So I've had to take the headlight out completely because I can't see where it is when it's fitted to the car. So to unlock that, you just press it down and lift it to the side. I don't know if you can see that. Now that is unlocked. And to lock it back in, you just press it back and like that. So it has to go in the same way, and the special flanges sticking out that will mean the bulb will only go in one way, and that's the same for your LED bulb. So that's the back of my headlight, and then what happens is, on the back of that is this rubber boot. So that's a rubber boot, and it goes on that way. So that rubber boot, so that must go on the headlight at all times to stop all the dirt and debris getting in the back of your headlight from road stones and stuff like that, and that will damage the amount of light that comes out. If you decide to run your headlight without this, all the rubbish will get in there. So the LEDs can be driven harder with a heatsink and a fan, which is what this set have got. This set is 80 watts for the two bulbs, but I have no way of checking this. So a heatsink LED light only cannot be driven as hard as another set I have bought. So this set can be driven harder, but this set can't be, because that's got a fan and a heatsink in it, and this one hasn't. This one's just got a heatsink only, so this one's 20 watts less per the pair, for the pair of LED headlights. So that's only capable of 60 watts. So this is my the new set that I bought, which I will be doing an unboxing video soon. Obviously this is the driver's quite a bit bigger in this one, and that's the bulb there. It also has some tubes, and you can change the colour of the temperature of the light on this set as well. So you put a film on that, a blue or a yellow film, and you can change it from 3200 up to 8000 I think. So the middle standard light coming out of this is actually 6500, so I will be doing a review of these soon, and then fitting them to my car, and then doing another review this time next year probably of what they're like to use. So Nighteye say they're 60 watts and 80 watts, but other YouTubers have said they're not even half of that. So let's just stick that in the way again for the camera to focus. So they say they're 60 and 80, but I've no way of checking, and other people that have checked have said they're not anywhere like that sort of amount. So 6000K is a nice balanced white light, which this set produces, and doesn't wash out the detail on the road. So the bad points. The most important is the pattern of these LED bulbs is all over the place. It will not pass its MOT with these bulbs fitted, so they are illegal to have them on your vehicle. This set I am reviewing here, this 7-month review, they are 100% illegal. I can't confirm whether the other designs or any other design is legal or not. If you want to check, leave them in your car for your MOT and see what the examiner says, and then take it for a retest when they probably fail. So if you still decide to buy these bulbs, store your normal halogen bulbs in a box and keep them in the car, preferably the box that the bulbs came in. Just in case one of the LED bulbs pops, you can swap back to the old halogen bulbs. So then before your MOT, put the old bulbs back in. I've had a real problem fitting these LED headlight bulbs. They don't have a big enough gap between the heatsink and the mounting plate. So obviously I've showed you that already. That's the issue with these, that this set was virtually impossible to fit almost, without taking the bumper off and the headlight out, and it still took 2 people to do it. So let's just move them around so they're straight again. So that they're about equal. As you can see, that the gap in that second, in the black one, is so much bigger that it should fit in without a problem. I hope. I haven't attempted to fit these yet. So this is the second set I bought. This one here. And I'll be doing an unboxing review, like I said earlier, of these in the future. So let's just move them back. So with this one, fitting this one, I'll go into the detail of what the problems were. So I needed 2 people to fit these to my car. One to stretch this rubber boot, and the rubber boot goes onto the headlight that way. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. One of my pegs fell off. So it goes in that way. But what you have to do is remove this first. You mount that to the back of your headlight that way, facing up. Let's just move that out of the way. You lock that in. I've just showed you how to put that in. So you lock that in and lock the clip over the top. So that then stays in the headlight. So then what you have to do is get this rubber boot. It only goes on that way. You have to push that, and then as you can see, it hits that straight away. So the issue is you have to get someone to stretch that boot out enough so that can go all the way in virtually. It has to go a long way in, so that's almost flush with that surface. And even then it's very, very tight and difficult to get in. So then what happens is when it's in there, that sleeve is virtually level with that edge, with this edge here, which it's a long, long way away from that now. So once it's level with that, you then have to, it only goes in one way. There's actually little channels in there, a small and a large one, as you can see there on the left and right. So it's supposed to stop it getting cross-threaded, but you can still cross-thread it. So just be very careful you're putting it in the right way. Small and big and big. So then imagine the boot's on it. So then you have to push the boot and the headlight on this edge here, which is cutting into your skin. You have to push it down and turn it. Let's just show you that again. So you can see this keyway there, and on the other side you can see it's not locked. So if you just push it in like that, what happens as you're driving, it will just wobble and pull back out. Eventually it could fall out of the headlight. So you have to push it in further than it needs to get it to go across that gap there and turn. Let me just do that on a one that's not got damage on it so you can see it. So this one, let's just go move that rubber out of the way. Just try and get it to focus before I move it. So you can see right there, that's where that moves. So if you leave it there, it will just wobble out and fall out. There is a rubber O-ring at the back there to give it some resistance to help it lock in, but you need to lock it in first. So you need to push it in and watch this flange here because it's very, very sharp. This one's worn a bit, so it's a little bit less sharp, but if you're not careful, you can cut your fingers. It's not finished very well. So I'll just show that again. So there, that's now locked in, so that won't come off, and there's no chance of it wobbling out because it's locked into that. Although it can still move quite a lot, which isn't fantastic. Every tiny bit of movement will obviously make the light pattern change. So there are issues with them. So I need 2 people to fit these to my car. One to stretch the boot that fits on the back of the headlight, and one to force the bulb into the boot, as it is not designed to stretch to fit a heatsink. So let's go ahead and show you the halogen bulb in the back. So obviously this is designed for a halogen bulb because look, it fits straight in, it's not a problem. That goes straight in there, and that's what it's designed to do. So there, that's where it would be normally, your bulb. Flush in with the bottom. So that's what you're looking at with a normal bulb. And then obviously you've got to have your heatsink in there as well. So let's go ahead and show you the sort of extra amount of metal that's here with the halogen bulb. Let's just go ahead and put that the right way. So that's the right way. So let's just see if I can hold that better so you can see it. I'll have to hold it on the bulb. I don't know if you can see that there. It's quite a bit bigger, so you have to force that into the rubber boot. So that's the halogen bulb. So I also had then problems locking it into the mounting plate like I've just described. So I needed to push the bulbs in as hard as I could and twist it at the same time. This was very, very difficult and painful, as you're pushing against this aluminium heatsink. Even wearing gloves it still hurts. And they were almost impossible to fit. If they needed 1 more millimetre, they would have not clicked in, and that would have been an issue. So be aware also, the boot, if the boot is twisted, it could also undo the bulb and they could wobble out. So if you're not sure, don't buy LED headlight bulbs, as I think all of them will have the same beam pattern all over the place, as you may risk dazzling other cars as you pass oncoming vehicles, as they are tested on an MOT for a reason, and they are really, really strict. So I've not been pulled over by the police in 7 months of using them, but that is also a possibility. Bulb retainer plate is very, very sharp, so be careful. Wear gloves to take out the plate, to take the plate off, to fit them to your headlight housing. So I use these special gloves, which are, this is the specific ones I use. They're just grippy gloves, and they're designed not to cut your hands, so they're designed for picking up for sharp objects basically. And if you feel they're too sharp for you, buy a set of these. So remember, don't touch the halogen glass, the glass of the halogen bulbs. Always wear gloves. These ones, let me just move that out of the way. So with these are normal halogen bulbs. Obviously I'm touching it now, but what I'm going to do is clean them before I put them back on or use them again. So remember, don't touch the glass, because if you touch this glass of the halogen bulbs, what happens is your fingerprint oils on the surface of the bulb make them fail quite quickly, so you have to be careful. So remember, don't touch the glass of the halogen bulbs. Always wear gloves, as they will fail quickly with fingerprint oils on the surface of the bulb. This set of LED headlights has plastic beads mounted on the LED. This is not good for car headlights, as the beads scatter the light and are partly to blame for such a poor light pattern. Let's go ahead and show you these beads so you know what you're looking at. So this is going to have to be a very close-up image, a close-up shot. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. So there, that's a good way of showing you. So they're clear plastic beads. I turn that. As you can see, they're little lumps of half round mounted onto the surface of the LEDs. They are actually quite big LEDs. So same on the other side as well, if I could show you that there. See that there's little plastic beads on the surface. So the set of, let me just put that one there for you for the camera to focus on. So this set of LED lights has plastic beads mounted on the top of the LEDs. This is not good for car headlights, as the beads scatter the light and are partly to blame for such a poor light pattern. So the LEDs with plastic beads are more suited to handheld LED torches, where the beam pattern doesn't really matter. This is the specification for this £20 set of LED headlights. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's just get this in shot for you. So I just looked recently, and this is the exact set I bought there. I don't know if you can see that. So that's one I've just shown you there. So Nighteye H4 at $20.98, and he sold 336 there. It's quite a lot. That's the title for them there. Cree chips, 80 watt. The seller is Neverland GDP, which I'm led to believe is the actual manufacturer of these. It's 60,700 feedback. So I paid £25 7 months ago for these, and the date on this is the 19th of the 10th 2017. Like I said, they're $20.98. Let's go ahead and show you the spec of this set. I'm sorry about this video taking so long, but I'll probably be the first person to tell you that these lights are crap, and it's up to you to make the decision whether you want to buy them or not. Everyone else will tell you they are fantastic, but they have been given them for free. You know, I've seen lots of YouTubers say there's nothing wrong with these, and there is. So you make the decision whether you want to buy them or not. So that's the title, again at £21. The model is H4. The light source is 6 Cree chips, LED chips. The colour temperature is 6000K. The wattage is 80 watt. For the set, 40 watt each bulb, which is, I can't test that in any way. I can't test the lumens. This is just what they say they are. So 3600 lumen on low beam, 4500 lumen on high beam. The working voltage is 8 volts to 48 volts. The waterproof rating is IP68. The material is aviation aluminium. The beam angle is 360 degrees. The certificate is CE Rose. Super long life at 100,000 hours. I haven't had them in that long though. Built-in turbo fan for cooling. So that's it guys. So thanks for watching this video, and check back soon. Cheers!